In the last video, we talked about how to control people as first impression of you, the moment you walk into a room. But what if you hit a brick wall? That person who rejects your smile, tries to diminish your presence, or even harbors hostility towards you for no clear reason. If you think the solution is to try and please them, you're making a huge mistake that will cost you your prestige. Today, I'm going to reveal a psychological trick used by one of history's smartest minds, Benjamin Franklin, to turn his staunchest enemies into loyal allies. And the secret isn't in doing them a favor, but in getting them to do a favor for you. By the end of this video, you won't just learn how to break the ice with anyone who dislikes you, but I'll also give you the key to move from the ally stage to the agreement stage, using the foot in the door technique. Get ready, because we're taking the control we learned in the first encounter to a professional level. This is the second stage in the game of social dominance. After we learned how to build a powerful aura in the first video, it's very natural for this aura to provoke some people. First, we need to understand why some people take a negative stance against you from the start. The human mind is complex. Sometimes the reason is as simple as jealousy. Your success, your self-confidence, or even the way you speak can ignite a fire of jealousy in the hearts of people who lack these aspects. They see in you a reflection of what they wish they could be. And the easiest way for them to deal with their feeling of inadequacy is to attack you or belittle you. Another reason could be a simple misunderstanding. Maybe a word you said casually was misinterpreted, or an innocent glance was seen as a challenge. Our minds are always looking for patterns and stories, and if the story they've built about you in their head is negative, they'll interpret all your actions based on that story. And the third reason is to break the aura you've built. Some people naturally like to challenge authority or strong personalities. When you enter a place with your presence, they see you as a challenge they must break to prove to themselves that they are stronger. They don't hate you for who you are, but they hate the symbol you represent in that moment. Understanding these motives is the first step, because if you know the cause, you can treat the problem at its root instead of reacting with hostility that only makes things worse. Remember, your reaction is what determines the course of the relationship, either towards more hostility or towards turning this person into your strongest ally. And this is where Benjamin Franklin's clever trick comes in. The story goes that Benjamin Franklin had a fierce political rival in the Pennsylvania legislature. This man was educated and influential, and he opposed Franklin on every single issue. Franklin was smart and knew that a direct confrontation or trying to please him wouldn't work. So, he decided to use psychology to his advantage. Franklin learned that his rival owned a very rare and valuable book in his private library. So, very simply, Franklin wrote a letter to his rival, complimenting his fine taste in collecting books, and politely asked if he could borrow that rare book for a few days. The man was surprised by the request, but his pride prevented him from refusing. How could he refuse such a simple request from a figure like Franklin? So, he sent him the book immediately. Franklin kept the book for a week, then returned it with a short, polite thank you note. What happened next was amazing. At their next meeting in the legislature, this rival, who had been his sworn enemy, was the one who initiated a conversation with Franklin with warmth and respect for the first time. From that day on, they became close friends and political allies for the rest of their lives. Franklin didn't do him a favor. He got him to do the favor. And therein lies the genius secret. This is known in psychology as the Benjamin Franklin effect, and it's based on a psychological phenomenon called cognitive dissonance. Our human brain hates contradiction. We don't like to hold to conflicting ideas at the same time. When someone dislikes you or feels uncomfortable around you, and at the same time does you a favor, even a small one, their mind enters a state of dissonance. It asks itself, I don't like this person, so why am I helping them? The subconscious mind QA in changed the fact that it helped you because that S, an action that has already happened. So, it's left with only one option to resolve this conflict. Change its idea about you. It starts to convince itself, maybe this person isn't as bad as I thought. In fact, they're a nice and respectable person, and I'm happy to have helped them. The mind rewrites the story to justify its action. This trick forces your opponent's mind to find reasons to like you, to justify why they helped you. This way, you haven't changed their opinion with words or arguments, but you've let their own mind do the job for you. Now, how do you apply this in your daily life? The golden rule is, ask for something trivial and inexpensive. Don't ask for money or a big favor that would embarrass them. The idea is that the request should be so simple that refusing it is harder than accepting it. For example, in a work environment, to a colleague who always avoids you, you could say, "Excuse me, could I borrow your pen for a second? Mine just ran out of ink." Or ask for their opinion on something simple. "I see you, an expert in design software. What do you think of this color real quick? Is it suitable?" Or even a simple piece of information. "I heard you went to that new restaurant. Is it worth trying?" Notice that all these requests are small, cost them no time or effort, and most importantly, they give them a subtle, momentary feeling of superiority. You're giving them a chance to feel that they have something you need, whether it's a pen, an opinion, or information. This feeling satisfies their ego and opens the door for you. When they respond to your small request, their brain begins the re-evaluation process we talked about. They have now invested in you, even if it's a very small investment, and this investment subconsciously makes them interested in your success. The more they do small favors for you, the more the idea that you are a person worth helping, and therefore a person worth being an ally to, is reinforced in their minds. You are turning them from opponents into investors in your relationship. And here we reach the bridge that takes you to the next stage. The foot in the door technique. After the person agrees to your small request and starts to soften, you have to be smart. And notice this moment. How do you notice it? You'll find slight changes in their body language. Maybe they start to smile at you, make eye contact, or even initiate a conversation next time. This is the signal telling you that the ice wall is starting to melt and that this person is transformed from an enemy or a reserved person into a potential ally. This is the golden moment you must seize. But be careful. Don't jump straight to your big request. This is a mistake many people make. The transition must be gradual. This new relationship is like a small plant that needs nurturing. After they helped you with the first request, wait a while, then ask for a slightly bigger favor, and so on. You are building a bridge of trust, step by step. After borrowing their pen, maybe the next week you ask for their opinion on a paragraph you wrote in an important email. And a while after that, maybe you ask for their help with a small part of a joint project. Each step builds on the one before it, making the bigger requests in the future seem natural and logical. This gradual progression is the key to turning a temporary ally into someone who supports you permanently. After they've become your ally, how do you convince them of your first real request? The secret is the foot in the door technique. This is the topic of our next video, where we dive deep into the art of gradual persuasion and how to frame your big request in a way that's impossible to refuse. We learn how to use the principle of commitment and consistency to make their agreement to your future requests almost guaranteed. But before we move on to this advanced stage, make sure you've mastered the previous steps. If you haven't seen the first video on the secret of the first impression, I strongly recommend you go back and watch it, because it's the foundation we've built everything on today. Mastering the first impression gives you the aura. The Benjamin Franklin effect melts away hostility, and the foot in the door technique turns allies into supporters. It's all an integrated system that gives you control in your relationships. Thanks for watching. And do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell to get the next video that will reveal the secrets of persuasion. I'll see you there.